members of the Washington National Guard have been called up to come into Seattle. 75 have been deployed to Seattle tonight, the other 120.
I am also taking swift and decisive action to protect our great capital, Washington, D.C. What happened in this city last night was a total disgrace. As we speak, I am dispatching thousands and thousands of heavily armed soldiers, military personnel, and law enforcement officers to stop the rioting, looting, vandalism, assaults, and the wanton destruction of property.
Hello there, everyone. Alfred Johnson coming to you again. God bless you. Hey, listen, again, we're getting closer and closer to the election. This is huge. This is huge. Okay. Wow. All right. It's time for us to go ahead and buckle down. We got to buckle down because here it is. You know, there's all kinds of stuff going on out there as people try to stoke fears to keep you from voting. You get out there and you do your American duty and you vote. I don't care what these people out there do. You get out there and vote. We'll deal with them later, but you get out there and vote. Make certain that you put Trump into office so that we can go ahead and implement some law and order to bring security to our streets and to our cities. We need you to get out there and get it done. I trust that you're going to get out there and get it done. God help us all if we put in a party that is actually fomenting this hatred and this fear. We need to get law and order. We need to respect the officers, give them the clout that they need and the power they need to get out there and get this job done. But folks, we're running out of time, and we need for you to get out there and do your job. You get out there and vote. You vote law and order. You vote Constitution. You vote liberty. You vote Trump. We have to have this. Donald J. Trump, you make sure you get him in, okay? Huge stuff. Hey, now listen, I have some other things I just want to talk to you about. These are things that were done under Trump. I don't even have to, listen, this stuff is so easy. You can do your own homework and you can find out for yourself the policies and the laws that were passed by the president. No, not his opinions. No, not what he said, that she said, that they said, that he said. No. Just find what he put into law, because that's the stuff that matters, not that personality stuff, not the color of his skin. He's the orange man, not the color of his hair, none of that right there. His laws, the policies that he passed, those are the things that last. Those are the things that remain. Okay. And these are the things that I'm bringing before you right now. These are all very huge. God has blessed us with Trump. And I'm telling you, I don't know how long, I don't know how long this favor is going to last. I don't even know. But we've been blessed with a Donald J. Trump. And I say that as a pastor, we've been blessed with a Donald J. Trump. Now listen, the body of Christ is going to survive with or without Trump, and that's true. Christ is our keeper. God has ordained our presence. But I'm telling you, the Democrat Party doesn't favor us. Now, I'm telling you that as a man of God. They are attacking us on the right and on the left. As a matter of fact, I'm convinced that the reason why they're keeping many of those cities closed, the church, and then they say that the church can't gather, but everybody else is able to gather. Even bars are able to. You got folks that are able to gather, but not the church. Church is shutting down. All of that stuff is done on purpose. Okay, these are things where the liberals, and they have another agenda. There's a whole another agenda taking place, but they're after the church while you're sitting back thinking that they're not, and you're smiling. And you better wake up, okay? Hey, listen, with some more of the things that Trump has done that's just remarkable. And if you're a Christian, this one huge. He moved the U.S. Embassy in Israel to Jerusalem. I never thought that would happen in my time. That almost feels like a biblical move. I mean, no, like a real one. Like as if we are in holy times to have that occur. That's just a beautiful move. And Jerusalem declared the capital of Israel. What a beautiful thing. And it showed the president's commitment to our alliance with Israel, which gives them greater clout in that area of the world. The nations that are around them know that America is a strong friend of Israel. It becomes a deterrent for them to attack Israel. And even that right there brings about at least a little bit of peace. But then now, as you can see, and a matter of fact, I didn't even record that on this one right here, these peace deals that are being made in the Middle East. I've already spoken about them a little bit earlier, but folks, this stuff is huge. The United Arab Emirates, all these different nations, even Saudi Arabia, all these nations are moving towards normalizing their relationship with Israel. Listen, folks, peace in the Middle East means that our soldiers don't go to war over there, which means our black race, Spanish, we're not over there. Listen, I want to keep our sons over here. I've already mentioned that before, but the president is doing this. These peace moves, number one, his reduction of ISIS, his smackdown that he put on ISIS, that's already huge. But then the fostering of peace in the Middle East that's happening under this president. No, it did not happen under Obama, Bush, Clinton, Bush. Okay, this is happening under President Trump. He is facilitating these kind of alliances over there in the Middle East that's helping to stabilize things. And I just think that stuff is remarkable. Some other things that he's done again, some of these are repeat, but I'm going to mention them again. He reached a breakthrough agreement with the EU, that is the European Union, to increase U.S. exports. That means that they're buying more of our stuff. If they buy more of our stuff, our businesses grow. If our businesses grow, our businesses hire. You and I get jobs with them, we make more money, and we're able to do better things for our family. He made that deal with EU to make certain that they're accepting more of our exports, because before he came, we were buying all their stuff and they're hardly buying any of our stuff. The president said, no, that imbalance is not going to occur. You will purchase more American goods or we're going to have to really renegotiate the terms. Well, how many of you know that they got the message? They purchase more U.S. stuff. Businesses grow here in the United States. They hire people like me, you, brown people, and white people as well, and we're able to bless our families. That's just the way it works, everybody. And so that's another huge one. Our president, this was the first president to do this. He's the first one to go to Europe and tell them, listen, this is not going to work. These trade policies, the way you have them right now, are not going to work. You guys are not going to be the great beneficiaries, and you just pillage our bank. You just take money straight out of our bank. It's not going to happen. He's the first one to do it. And again, that one isn't Democrat or Republican, because Bush did the same thing as Obama, who did the same thing as Clinton, who did the same thing as Bush 1. They were all doing the same thing, making these very terrible trade deals. But Trump put a stop to it. And and that's what led to our lowest unemployment in the history of the United States of America, led to the stock market records higher than they've ever been in the history of the United States of America for the stock market. This is beautiful stuff, everybody, but it's because of these trade policies. How about this one right here? He imposed tariffs on China in response to China's forced technology transfer. China was literally using their influence as a big market to sell to. They were using that influence to get Americans to force them to transfer technical information about the stuff that they were selling. Okay, they would steal that technology and then sell it back to us. Trump said, that's not going to be happening. Further, they were stealing our intellectual property. That is, they were putting people in positions. They were getting into the computers. They had people who were getting into systems that here in the United States of America, stealing our technologies and everything else, using our technologies again, using our intellectual property, okay, and literally counterfeiting, if you will, our products and then selling them back to us as well. And of course, Americans were buying them. The president said, not so. And they had chronically abusive trade practices that the president ended. And they agreed to at least part one of a larger trade deal. This is the president pulling this off, using the American leverage to balance out our trade relationships with these major powers, with China, with Mexico, with Canada, with Japan, with Singapore. Yes, all of these. Yes, South Korea, the European community, all of these are having to have trade renegotiations because of Trump. Trump cares about us, everybody. And these trade renegotiations mean more wealth for all Americans, but also to us, the blacks and the brown. It means greater prosperity. And that's what we're experiencing, the lowest unemployment and the highest median income in the history of the United States of America. Folks, this is just the way it is. Now, what are you going to do about that? You're going to vote against that? Come on, folks, we got to wake up. We have got to wake up. Now, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act signed into law by Trump doubled the maximum amount of the child tax credit available to parents and lifted the income limits so that more people could claim those tax credits. And I know that many of you, come tax time, you benefit as it concerns those tax credits for each of the children. Trump made certain that you're taken care of. Yeah. Okay, folks, listen, vote against it if you want, but I think you do it at your own peril, okay? Beautiful stuff that the president has done. And this is going to be the last one that I mentioned. And then these last few days, I have some special things to communicate to the black community and to some of the institutions within the community as we adjust for this election season. It's tough stuff. And wow. In 2018, President Trump signed into law a $2.4 billion fund increase for the Child Care and Development Fund, providing a total of $8.1 billion to states to fund child care for low-income families. That's Trump that did that. $8.1 billion to fund these low-income families for child care. And since I work in child care, I can tell you that's huge. That's very huge. Now, what are we going to do about that? We're going to vote that out? What are we going to do? Vote against that? That was done under Trump, not Obama, not Bush, not Clinton. But Trump created those policies, signed these things into law, and now we are the beneficiaries. We're going to be coming out of COVID. We're going to come out of it nicely. Just trust me, man, this thing will end. The president is going to put a smackdown and a crackdown on a lot of this lawless activity. That'll probably take place immediately after the election, giving these folks a chance, the governors a chance, the mayors a chance to respond the way they should in their cities. And if they don't, the states and those people will be considered insurrectionists, and it will bring on military pressure, and we'll put the smackdown on those. But folks, good things are occurring. Hey, I love you. I love you. And I consider you my fellow Americans, and those of you are my black brothers and sisters. Everything I told you, I wouldn't lie to you. If the stuff wasn't true, number one, I wouldn't say it, and I would expose it. Okay, folks, this is the stuff that's going on, and we need you. We need to continue this momentum, this growth, and the only way that it's going to happen is if you make certain to put Donald J. Trump back in office. We need him to be elected again. Please share this. Get it to our brothers and sisters. Get it to the black community. Get it to the Latinos and to our Hispanic brothers and sisters. Let's get it out there, and let's make certain that we keep this momentum going forward. The lowest black unemployment, the lowest Hispanic unemployment, the lowest Oriental unemployment, the lowest female woman unemployment in the last 65 years, the lowest high school unemployment in the last 51 years. This all is huge. The stock market gains off the chart. The highest median income, listen, all this stuff off the chart. The lowest unemployment rate in the history of the country. All these things are absolutely amazing. We are now the number one oil producing country in the world. We're the number one natural gas producer in the world. We now are a net exporter of natural gas. All of this is huge, huge, huge. He put Jerusalem back as the capital of Israel. He separated the Golan Heights as a strategic place, and he said, Israel, those are yours, and it's recognized by Israel and by the states around them. This is all huge. This all took place under Donald J. Trump. You have the opportunity now to keep him there. What are you going to do? I respect your reason, and I'm telling you, we need you. Take a stand with me. Take a stand with me for the sake of your family and your children and their children. I love you. I love you. You hear me? And you make sure you get out there and you do the right thing. Share this and vote Donald J. Trump. God bless you, everyone.
I am also taking swift and decisive action to protect our great capital, Washington, D.C. What happened in the city last night was a total disgrace. As we speak, I am dispatching thousands and thousands of heavily armed soldiers, military personnel, and law enforcement officers to stop the rioting, looting, vandalism, assaults, and the wanton destruction of property.